how can a man, this is from a man, how do you attract and keep the woman, the type of woman that you really want? Thank you so much for joining us again on Second Act TV. I want to welcome back Philip Folsom, the anthropologist and cultural development specialist. Philip, thank you so much for joining us again.
Absolute pleasure.
Philip is an anthropologist who has developed, well, he focuses on relationship building in his organization called Wolf Tribe, which, well, you've become legendary in the corporate world for your team building and leadership development programs. What I want to focus on in this segment, we talked about this in our pre-calls, but I think it's a great topic, is how can a man, this is from a man, how do you attract and keep the woman, the type of woman that you really want, which is, again, a huge topic here in Second Act. Man, where did all the good women go? Is nobody out there? I'm done, blah. But I think you touch on that in your men's groups, and so I'm looking to your wisdom today.
And again, just kind of like our earlier conversation, there'll be some contentious things here because this is going to challenge some of the men's and the women's belief systems that have been encoded or we've been indoctrinated with our current culture. And a lot of these, from an anthropological perspective, are kind of aberrative explorations, our current culture. We're exploring with some new terrain that is not working very well. And so I would throw that out there as a caveat to take a look at the clinical anxiety rates, depression rates, addiction rates, suicide rates. Our society is not performing well. You look at the divorce rates in California. I mean, it's just bananas, right?
Yeah.
It's not working. So just put that in your pipe and smoke it as you get defensive in the conversations we're going to talk about, because I'm going to go all the way back to some anthropology, some old things, that this is how we are evolutionarily designed to work.
Okay.
I'll just throw that out there.
I love it. And I want to preface this by saying, or letting our viewers know, that the reason that I really wanted Philip to come here is because he has a very unique perspective because of his anthropology background. And he's a man that walks the walk, the talk. He likes women. This is not a man that hates women and blames women.
And hey, next week, my 20th anniversary. So,
yay!
Hey, I'm in the trenches with all you men out there. I'm there. It's not easy, but it's the best thing ever. So I'll just start. I'm going to throw a ball downfield. First statement here, and this is, gentlemen, your relationship, your intimacy, your sex life is not as good as it could be because you are not as good as you could be. Ooh, that's the reality, right? Leaders go first. All right. And gentlemen, you need to be leaders. I mentioned to you before, women will break their rules for alphas. And I mean self-leadership. We need to lead. So this is a really important dynamic. If you want to get more of what you want and less of what you don't, you're going to have to change some stories about those things. And that's going to be a really, really important topic today of, how do I elevate my own life game so I start to get more of those things? A lot of the time, people are waiting, gentlemen, you are waiting before you get validated, acknowledged, before you feel safe enough to be able to be vulnerable and really ask for what you want. It doesn't work like that, gentlemen. Leaders go first. You have to actually be vulnerable, take some risks, make some not requests. You need to make your requirements known. And that starts building the trust with your woman. That starts building the safety, because she's going to see you going first. She's going to see you put the cards on the table. And that's the game. You have to go first.
And would you say that starts with the dating process?
100%. Yeah, 100%. Like, that's our job, man. We go first. And what are you waiting for? You're waiting for a woman in lingerie to show up at your house? Get in the game. When you look at the differences in the the sexes, women receive, they create, they nurture, they grow, they're vital. Men are the opposite. We penetrate, we pursue, we protect, we provide, we do all those P things. So get doing that first, and this is the elevation of your own operating system. That will then elevate the relationship of your partner.
To your point about being the strong man or giving or taking charge, in the dating process, a lot of what we experience in terms of the commons is that men are getting, well, I'm tired of paying for this, or I mean, it's okay. I kind of get it if it's dating, online dating, but if you do find, go
Who's
ahead.
saying that? Who's saying they're tired of paying?
Well, there's men that they feel that women are taking advantage in the dating, that the only reason they're online or something is to get a free dinner.
Well, I would say it's a tremendous source of honor to be strong enough and resourceful enough to provide that and to protect and to preside and lead. That's our job. So own and revel in the ability to do that. And that diversification or specialization of the roles is very important. And that's part of the conversation about keeping, attracting, maintaining your partner, is they're going to be different. Don't look for you. Look for it, in many ways, the opposite of you, because that's complementary. And we've chatted about this last week, about over 90% of long-term relationships, this is 10 years and longer, are on the opposite of the personality spectrum. Yeah. It's just a reality. And so those women that are different than you, they're probably the ones that are going to stimulate you, that are going to complete you, that are going to illuminate your blind spots. I mean, it's the way that we're designed to be.
Yeah, that's a great point, and I want to drive that home too. Is and you talk about that with your archetypal. We won't get into all the details, but the archetypal behavior, the four houses, or that the opposites do attract and stay together, perhaps, and that's something that actually both men and women need to know.
That's a great place to kind of segue into. Here's the nuts and bolts of it. Men and women are different. Within the context of men and women, there's a lot of differences. And so people are different. That's a design function. That is a specialization that drives adaptability and long-term success. When you look at other species, zebras or what, they're pretty much the same across the board, but versatility is encoded in our species. So, and it's behavioral versatility. Now, here's the big question. How do you now find common ground so that you can attract those, those various different people, particularly the one, and then how do you maintain that relationship? And this is going to come down to the big word, gentlemen, alignment. You need to find alignment with, it might be a partner you have now, or it might be the woman that you are, that you want. And your job is to be able to really understand and express the 3 pillars of alignment. So if you want to jot some notes down or watch this episode again, I'm going to go over these. Okay, so the first one, and gentlemen, this is going to be a big one for you. Why are you on the planet? Why? Write that down. WHY. Why are you here? Now, this is your vision. This is your purpose. This is your big life meaning. And it doesn't have to be some messianic, I'm here to cure cancer or whatever. But you do have a purpose and you do have a vision for the future that does not currently exist. You have to share that.
Yeah.
Because that's very attractive.
Yeah.
Guys who are shuffling through the world, who are resigned, who are resentful, who are cynical. Oh, gross. I don't even like him, and I'm a dude. So have an aspirational vision for your life and the future of it and what you're doing, because I will tell you that women and the other men in your world are going to be very attracted to that vision. So
Yeah.
that's your first pillar, right?
Yeah.
What is your vision or why, and express that out into the world. Number one. Number two, how, as a man, are you moving towards that vision? That's a big thing, because there are men who are cutthroat, and there's men who are compassionate, and there's men like there's an endless array of characteristics, and we call those values. What are your core values as a man? And you've probably done this work, gentlemen, in your corporate setting. You probably know what your organizational values are. You need to know what your values are, and whether those are derived from a spiritual practice, a sports background, military, or who you're following and reading. But again, it's very, very attractive to women to understand that you have an ethos, you have a code, you have ethics, you have morality.
Yeah.
You are a man of virtue. Like, that doesn't exist. You're already a fucking unicorn. If you're a man who is like, yeah, this is who I am. And what's great is there's going to be a lot of women who don't agree with your values. And that's not your women.
Right.
That's not your woman. Okay? Hey, good luck. God bless you. Godspeed. I hope you find that guy. I'm still this guy. So, again, if you have a strong vision and you have strong values, you've already got 2/3 of the game. So you're looking for the alignment of that woman who is all about that journey, or at least has enough overlap that, it works. And regardless, there's going to be respect there. And gentlemen, I can't tell you how important it is that your woman respects you. Woohoo! The moment that there is a lack of respect, you're already playing defense. And that's going to lead to a tremendous amount of resentment, and then eventually contempt. And when she starts being resentful to you, you got some damage control to do. You got to better put a tourniquet on that real quick.
Yeah. I want to ask you, just to clarify, I know what the answer is, but obviously what you're not, or I shouldn't say obviously, what you're not saying is that the woman should do whatever the man wants, because that would be manipulative. It's about truly finding and agreeing with the either values, the vision, the basics have to be there, or the foundation is what I'm trying to say. And I think that's very important. Yeah.
And a lot of this work that I'm drawing from is that there's a universal map or system across every industry that I know. In sports psychology, this is how they build championship teams. They build alignment first. Military units, wolf packs, corporate high performing, C-suite. Like, you build your alignment foundation first, and then that gives you what they call affiliation or kinship. So we're looking for relationship, right? And that's the context of this talk. Right. But this same system works for every other arena of humans that you're going to be in, men. So build those things first. And one of my favorite little mini stories here, and again, this is go with me here. You have to digest this one, because when I first heard it, I was like, oh, that's crazy. But so Gandhi, right? The Gandhi, right? He's one of the heavy hitters in our current time. He said his greatest moment in his entire career was when his wife accepted him as his guru, as her guru. Now that sounds, even I was offended. I was like, oh, that's horrible. Like, what a messianic wanker. But really what he was saying is, my wife sees me when I'm sick. She sees me when I first wake up. She sees me when I'm fat and I'm angry and I'm on the toilet. She sees me at my worst. Yeah. And your woman will. She sees you at your very worst. Your vision gone, values compromised. She's going to witness that. Yeah. If you're good enough that she still says, you're still my man, like I'm with you, you're the man, you've won the game. Because that is true character. When the woman who lives with you, who sees you beaten after a hard day where you just lost it all, and still is, says, "You're my man.
Yeah.
You won the game. There you go."
Yeah. That's beautiful.
It is.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
No, I know. I love that story. I kind of got you off track. I think the third one is mission.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
And so this would be the last component, gentlemen, is so you got a vision of where you're going, and then you kind of have some at least rough understanding of how you're going to get there. Like, how do you travel? How do you wake up? How do you go to the gym together? Like, how do you live life together? And then the last component, mission, which is, what are you doing? And this is the bones of life. And this is this is what fills the container, or in the Holy Grail, it would be the elixir or vitality. What are you doing with your day? And there's three components to this. The first one is you have to communicate well. This is transparency. Mm-hmm. So share what you're working on. Don't just come home from work and go, "Oh, that was a hard day." Speak. Talk about what we want to do on the weekend. Mm-hmm. Have an opinion about where you want to go eat. Mm-hmm. Like, be transparent about what you're working on in life, because that's what your woman wants. She wants to participate, and more important than that is she wants to collaborate. Mm-hmm. I want to be part of your journey. Yeah. You should want to be part of her journey. So transparency drives collaboration, and this is that golden experience of doing something together, because it creates, and this is the maintenance part of your relationship, is reciprocity, which means when we're collaborating, I want you to win, and I'm going to do good things for you. I'm going to go out of my way to do that, to make the coffee in the morning. Here you go, honey. Like, I made it just the way you want it. Now your woman is going to go, "Wow, like he's been watching and he did that right thing for me. Now I got a little something special for him." Mm-hmm. And that's the wheel of reciprocity that we refer to as honor. Mm-hmm. That is an honor-based relationship. Yeah. And it's the flywheel that actually creates the ingredients for every example of heroic behavior in our species has come from honor-based reciprocal relationships. Yeah. So, gentlemen, that would be your marching orders. Is clarify your vision and express it. Make sure you understand what your values are. Do a deep dive into that. Do some work. Take a workshop. Join a men's group. And then get really clear about, what are you doing? Share it with your woman. Be collaborative and receive that reciprocity.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to ask you if there's anything else you wanted to add, but I think that's a beautiful way to finish this segment. You just summed it all up. Philip, I will, of course, link to all of your information. The K4 group is really intriguing. So if our men, if something resonated here, check it out. And gosh, I mean, is there anything else you want to add?
Endless things, but we'll have another chat. We could go forever.
I would love to have you back. There's so many other things we can talk about. I look forward to the comments. If there's any specific questions that you have, some input, please share it, and we'll of course follow the comments. Philip, again, thank you, and we'll see you again soon on Second Act TV. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. The button is right here. Just click on through to YouTube, and when you see the little bell right next to the subscribe button, hit that too, and we'll notify you every time we launch a new video. See you next time.